Hai, Assalamualaikum. My name is Amira Fatiha binti Zulkipli. I am from EC22038B. I will be present about the experiment of the properties of fluid. A fluid is a substance that continuously flows. Liquids, gases are all examples of fluids. It can also flow and change shape at a constant rate when acted on by a force that tends to modify its shape. The physical properties of fluids such as density, specific gravity, and specific volume are extremely necessary. Each of them will be defined and briefly explored in terms of their dimensions such as mass and volume. The objectives of these experiments are to determine the density of different fluids such as water and oil. Second, to determine the specific gravity for each fluid. And third, to determine the specific volume for each fluid too. The apparatus involved in this experiment are weighing scale, beaker, water, and oil. For the constant mass, firstly place the empty beaker on the weighing scales. Then the scale reading change to 0. Put an oil into the beaker until the mass of oil reach 100 grams. Next, record a volume of oil with a weight of 100 grams. Repeat step 1 to 3 by changing oil to water. For the constant volume, put the beaker on the weighing scale and set the reading to 0. Next, put an oil into the beaker until the volume of oil reaches 100 ml. Record the weight of oil with a volume of 100 ml. Lastly, repeat step 1 to 3 by changing oil to water. By determining the density of the fluid by fluid condition is, put water and oil together into another beaker. Record the fluid conditions. These are the results I obtained from the experiment. For the calculation, the formula density is mass over volume, while the formula for specific volume is 1 over density of fluid, and the formula for specific gravity is density of fluid over density of water in 4 degrees Celsius. Due to oil is the least dense of the liquids, it rises to the top. Because oxygen is heavier and smaller than a carbon, a volume of water molecules loads more than a volume of oil molecules. Water becomes denser than oil as a result. Water was made as references for determining the specific gravity of each fluid. The specific gravity of oil is 0.68, while specific gravity of water is 0.87, which closer to 1. This demonstrates that if a substance's specific gravity is less than 1, it is less denser than the reference, and if it is larger than 1, it is denser than the references. The fact that the specific volume is inversely proportional to density. From the data obtained, the lower the specific volume, the higher the density. In conclusion, these three properties can be attributed to the fact that when the density of fluids increases, so does the specific gravity of the fluid, while the specific volume of the fluid decreases. The mass of a fluid or a substance is extremely significant for its properties, as mass is specifically connected to density, specific gravity, and specific volume. Aside from that, the amount of fluids must be considered while utilizing or creating materials, because it affects the qualities of fluids.